so I was just out to eat, and when I was almost done eating, the waiter came over and was like, do you want a box for your leftovers? And I was like, no, but I'll wrestle you for them.
Cool off for a second. It's gonna be hot, okay?
Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. You guys all right?
Then don't go. Don't show up. Don't eat the food. Don't cost that man money. And good luck finding someone if Applebee's isn't good enough for you. Next time, why don't you ask him out and then pay for it? And then you can pick where you guys go.
Men, I feel so bad for you. Like, you meet a female and she looks great. And by the time the end of the day is over, she probably will have removed her high heels of some sort, taken off her eyelashes, removed her makeup, took her hair extension off, removed her bra that had padding in it, and her underwear/leggings that boosted her booty. And what you have left is a person you've never met before. You are to literally look at us and be like, what the fuck? Where'd that bitch go?
I always say this to guys too, like being financially stable is really important. Being financially stable is a desirable trait for a woman to look at you and see you that way, but she can't be there for the money. She can't be there for the money. She's got to be there for you. And that money is a bonus. And if that money wasn't there at all, she would be there anyway, which is why I love when you see relationships where they get together and the guy doesn't have a lot of money. He's working hard. He's a hard worker. He is still paying the bills. He's doing his job as a man, but he's not loaded. And then he acquires that money. And those relationships work a lot of times because she wasn't there for that. She was there for you. And then that came.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Unpopular opinion that I just debated with Andrew, but I think that men should pay for every single date. And I don't even think that is, I don't know. I just think the standards these days, it's crazy. It's crazy. No? Are you just giving me the silent treatment now? You don't agree?
Are you asking a question?
Well, yeah, I'm saying if you ask someone out, then don't you think that they should pay for it?
No, I think you should. But also, they're guys are the only person that asks people out 90% of the time.
It takes a lot of work to be a girl. And I think guys don't realize that, you know? It takes a lot of time and effort and money.
Yeah, I mean, I pay for dates, so I really can't talk about it too much, but...
Dating in 2026 is literally so bad, and I don't think many people realize why. Because it's actually not even the dating, it's everything else around it. Like now there's this expectation of communication all day, like texting all day, overanalyzing the tone, having each other on multiple apps. It's literally constant. Whereas like 20 years ago or something, I feel like someone would have just called you once a week or once every few days to organize a plan, and then that was that. Now it's like you talk every day. You almost have too much access to each other straight away before anything is, you know, a commitment. It's like you go from 0 to 100 straight away, knowing so much about this person, seeing so much of their life, but then nothing actually progresses. Then you add dating apps into the mix where it feels like everyone just has so many options and there's always someone better just a swipe away. It's like people get too overwhelmed with talking to everyone that they end up talking to no one. And then social media makes it worse because you can see like what they're doing, who they follow, what they're liking. It's just like everything is too much. So you end up like overanalyzing everything for someone you're not even in a relationship with. And I feel like that's what makes it so exhausting. It's like it's non-stop.
Single mama to 3 boys, so I've got absolutely no room for another boy in men's clothing. My kids will always come first. Always. And my fur babies come second. No, I'm not impressed with your gym selfies and squatted trucks. Not your next hookup. If you're here to play those games, then keep swiping. I already take care of little ones. All by myself. I'm not looking to raise another. No BS, no games. Queen raising kings. And if you can't respect that, then it's your loss. Because I don't need no man, and I know my worth.
You want a traditional man, you would have to show me a traditional woman. And those don't exist anymore. you want to get grandmom treatment, but grandmom was low maintenance. That's another thing that they don't want to talk about. Grandma wasn't walking around with $700 bust downs. Grandma wasn't walking around with Birkins on. Grandma wasn't walking around with Louis Vuitton shoes that are only made for European women. So when you put your 190 frame on them, your feet are in fucking pain. They only built for women that are 110 pounds. Grandma also didn't need trips to Turks and Caicos and everywhere else. She didn't need any of that. Grandma was cool with you bringing the groceries home and with the bills being paid, which a lot of these modern day women would call the bare minimum, which is insanity to me, because anybody that's paying all of the bills and bringing the groceries home, that's a maximum because you don't have to do it. So then we go a little bit deeper into it. Grandma never confused her role as being a woman.
What's interesting with these modern women is they'll always move the goalpost, where if a guy is still a solid guy, that's the bare minimum. He can be doing anything and everything that he's supposed to do, and it's still not enough. Modern women are always finding ways to tell a man he's always falling short.
You know, one of the biggest things I have learned about intimacy in marriage, initiation looks different for everybody. Some people are super direct, like there's no guessing what they want. Others are a little more subtle. It might just be a touch or a look or a little comment. And sometimes we miss it because we are expecting it to look like our own style. When you start paying attention to how your spouse initiates it, it changes the game. It's not about waiting for them to do it exactly how you would. It's about meeting in the middle, noticing the little cues, and responding with appreciation instead of frustration. That's what builds trust. And that's what keeps rejection from creeping in. At the end of the day, intimacy grows so much stronger when you stop comparing and start learning each other's way of saying, I want you.
There's an epidemic of men not approaching women at the bar. Let's talk about it. Men are afraid of being rejected.
But I bet you 90% of the women will actually not reject you if you approach them right.
What's the right way?
Reading their body language. If you're gonna go up to a girl that is clearly like dancing with her friends, like yes, of course she's gonna like ignore you. Or if she's like in such a serious conversation up in the corner, she doesn't want to be approached. You're probably approaching those girls. That's why your like ego is like bruised, because you're getting rejected by girls like that.
Only because they're not at the bar looking for a guy, because they're dating someone, had just gotten out of a relationship, or they're just trying to catch up with their friends.
But like we still want to be approached.
And I think a lot of girls do. Even if we're not into you, it flatters us, and we'll kindly shoo you away if we're not into it.
But not really like shoo you away. Like they might be like, okay, like so good meeting you, like we're gonna go to the bathroom or we're gonna go grab another drink. But it's not like a rejection. Like,
yeah.
Okay, bye.
We're gonna go out tonight and see how hard it is. Because it's not hard.
It's not hard. We've done it a lot.
We're gonna report back tomorrow, I promise.
We have to take our own advice.
I am so ready for the day when a large, massive, angry, raging mob of women men with their bare hands.
This is satire, right? Some sort of bad joke, because they couldn't possibly be saying that in all seriousness, right?
I'm ready for the day. I'm willing to lead the charge.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of women in that video's comment section that seem to think that this is a good idea and have actually volunteered to go along. Really sad times that we live in when this is an idea that others can get behind.
These men can't live in the world that we're building.
If that's the beginning of a world that someone is building, I don't think most reasonable people would want to live there either.
Which is why they need to be tortured, beaten, and destroyed.
Again, I really hope that this is satire or just some sort of really bad joke in extremely poor taste. Because, yeah, that's not the sort of world that anybody should want to live in. And if it is, I seriously suggest that you do some inner reflection.
The last that I had, I actually saw the baby come out. This one was the medical portion. We go to the Planned Parenthood. A guy doctor comes in. He's like, here's the pill. Take the pill. And I'm so scared. So I'm looking at him. And he's like, come on. And the doctor's like, take the pill. And I'm looking at him. He's like, what are you waiting for? The doctor's like, the pill's right here. And I'm just like, so much pressure, gave in, put this dumb pill in my mouth. They give me the 4 pills to take home. I sit down on the couch. All of a sudden, I feel like this pain. And I go to the bathroom and I literally delivered a baby. The baby was like this big. I saw the little tiny limbs, little arm, little everything. And the baby's heart was still beating. And it starts to go slower and slower and slower until the baby passes away. And after that precious life was lost, I almost lost my own life because that didn't go the way Planned Parenthood wanted it to be. They make you sign a waiver that if you happen to, they are not held liable. I remember calling them and I'm like, I am bleeding uncontrollably. It's been months already. And they're like, it's fine. You're going to be bleeding. You're going to be bleeding. I'm like, something is wrong. The bed soaked in blood. And I started getting a fever and I go to the hospital. I had to pee in a cup and my urine was all like purple. And they did an emergency surgery. What happened was when I delivered the baby, the placenta and everything else stayed inside and it was rotting. And my uterus stayed open. So I had an infection. It was going through my bloodstream. The nurse said that had I not come in within those hours in that morning, she's like, you would have died.
You know, these modern women want wife treatment and they're not even a girlfriend. These modern women want you to treat them like you're their husband, you're their actual man, paying for everything, demanding loyalty, but still got men in the rotation, still out here dating multiple men. Still out here doing the things that they know they're not supposed to be doing and want you to be okay with all of that nonsense.
Tell me why I would want a man that's not generous with me, when I'm generous with myself, when my friends are generous. At the end of the day, the man is never the one actually handling my emotions for the most part. Like, they might have to be there if I'm crying or like calm me down in a moment, but at the end of the day, I have friends who have master's degrees in psychology that I'm gonna call to deal with my emotions. So if you're also not gonna be generous with me, if you're also never gonna spend money on me, if you're also not gonna plan decent dates, then I don't really know why I would want them around. Because what they're getting out of it is me standing next to them looking pretty, right? Me getting dressed up if they want to take me somewhere nice. And they love the attention that comes with that. I watch them love that attention. So if I'm going to give you some of my attention, because instantly the women who are around will look at that man and be like, what did he do to get a girl like that? And the answer has to be something seriously good. I'm so full of myself because I've already been married and had a man put up with what I was doing, and honestly, he messed up, and he admitted that he messed up. Now that I am the prize, I'ma keep acting like the prize because ain't no way a low effort man is getting my attention and my energy. My energy is literally divine. You can go find someone who's not. Lots of girls are really thirsty for your attention. Lots of girls really want a boyfriend over 6 foot who has money. Go find one.
I personally think that one of the most foolish things that a woman can do with her husband is withhold. It like really. I don't think that's cool. I think that's a disaster, and I think you're asking for trouble. I think that we as people have learned that risk and reward, or consequence and reward, have become the way of training someone, right? So if you act a certain way, you'll get. If you don't act a certain way, you won't get. I think that is a disaster waiting to happen, because if he's not having sex with you, he's having somewhere. There's only but so long that a man can hold out.
I know men who lived in sexless marriages and
couldn't be me.
But it goes back to the scenario. How can you give your husband if you haven't felt emotionally connected with him for a long time? That's 6 months is a long time.
I feel like how did I get to 6 months not feeling emotionally connected? Even in the 6 months we've been married, I've experienced some of the most challenging times I've had as an adult. We just lost my grandfather. I'm freaking trying to do the skits and plan a wedding. I have no capacity, right? This is what it is. You only have but 100%. So maybe instead of me being the person that's cleaning the house and doing the laundry and running the businesses and taking care of you, can we get a cleaner? Because now that opens up a little bit more space for me to have with my husband. There's so many, you only have but 100%. And I don't feel like releasing that aspect of your relationship. It's important to keep the closeness, especially when times are hard, I think.
I agree. Absolutely no one on this planet works harder than a man who does not want to date you. The effort alone is enough. This man has never been on time to a single thing in his entire life. He cannot respond to a simple question directly. He can't even choose a place to eat. But when it comes to figuring out the right amount of attention to give me so that I just will never leave and he doesn't have to commit, he's got it in the bag. He never slips up. Genuinely takes skill. People don't talk about this enough. It takes genuine skill to show up just enough without showing up too much. I don't talk to him anymore, but if I were to sit him down today and be like, hey, I want you to be consistent. I want something real. I want to see where this goes. This man's brain short circuit. That is too much. He's got a lot going on. It's complicated. But maintaining this little situationship infrastructure on the side, keeping all the parts moving, with my feelings, still planning his exit strategy for when it gets too real. Oh, he's completely in his element. This is where he does his best work. Sometimes think about how different the world would be if men applied this same energy to literally anything else. The things that they could build, problems that they could solve. We could have cured something by now. My first situationship was lazy. Oh, he was sloppy with it. I figured him out within a month. The second one though, oh, he was committed. He treated it like a skilled craft. A full year of that level of effort and consistency for it to end up literally nowhere. As someone who was on the receiving side of it, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed that you can actually deceive somebody for so long. You had me fooled. I think that if he put this much energy into being my boyfriend, his brain would actually explode. It would just be too much. But running his little operation under the radar with zero accountability, zero anything, that is his Olympic sport. And he is well trained.
You know, I think there's a difference between having standards and straight up contempt for somebody. When a woman is talking to a man, a modern woman, usually they're talking to a man like she's beneath him. You're insulting the man, belittling the man, asking, can you do anything right? And then they'll say that, and they'll be like, yeah, I talked to my man this way, yada, yada, yada. Are you sure you're supposed to be doing that? Oh, no, but I'd still do it anyway.
When these ladies are talking about they're happily single, women like Tracy Ellis Ross talking about she's happily single, but still open, understand something. They aren't talking about being open to the guy who's working first shift down at the plant. They're not talking about being open to the guy who's an entrepreneur. They're talking about two straight up high value men. Her and, several other strong, independent, I don't need no man type, Ross says. People can be in wonderful relationships, but can't really reap the joy of that connection. And here's the thing. Kudos to you, Tracy Ellis Ross. All the predecessors in this line of thinking. I'm strong, independent, don't need no man, but I would like one if one came along. But here's the problem I have with this sentiment. It generally comes from women who are in entertainment. These women are typically in some form of media. They are not. The rank and file woman has to go in from Brooklyn to the subway, catch the train from Brooklyn to Manhattan, or has to commute from this side of Houston to that side of Houston. These women live a completely different life to where they have an amount of financial freedom and lifestyle that they can talk this kind of stuff. No offense, but it's really not attainable for nearly 100% of you. You have to be a star. You have to be famous to do what she's talking about effectively. Well, I don't want to say you have to be. You either have to do that or you have to be making significant six figures. We're talking $500,000 or more.
Do you think men respond better to pick-me's or hard to get?
Hard to get. They prefer women who have standards, and we know this from personal experience that women who pursue men, those men do not want. Men who have to pursue women and have to and find the women that are hard to get, those are the women that men want. We know this from personal experience, okay? If someone treats me with disrespect or doesn't like me, I no longer find them attractive. It's very, very simple. I am no longer attracted to them. I think they're ugly now. I do not want anyone who doesn't want me. And a woman should never pursue a man who doesn't want her. You're in danger, girl. Okay? Men want the women that are hard to get. I've seen it time and time again, especially in my own life. Every single time. And you're either gonna listen to me or not gonna listen to me. And that's just the thing. We're sitting here at dinner right now, me and you. That's the truth. That is the truth. That's the truth. We were just talking about, how do you get a man to buy you a car 2 months into dating? You be difficult. You can be difficult and have high standards, and that man's gonna want to fucking work his off for you. Okay? Beg a man to love you, and that'll be the biggest regret of your life. Your life's gonna turn into
Straight facts.
You
Everything
agree?
you said. Absolutely. Hard to get's an understatement.
It's an understatement.
Impossible.
Not impossible.
You gotta do the impossible, though.
You gotta do the impossible.
I love you.
Okay, hold on. I sent you the list for what I needed to make chili. A pot of chili. And what did you buy?
You said.
Hold on, my witnesses.
You said sour cream, tortilla chips, 2 green bell peppers, 1 orange, green onions.
And what did you buy?
2 green bell peppers, 1 orange.
Bell pepper. Orange bell pepper. There's 9 people living in this house. In what universe would I ask you if I want orange?
I don't know. I was just as confused.
I'm making
as you are right
chili.
now. That's why I was confused about the orange. I know you're making chili. So I was like, what the f***? Should never put an orange in her chili.
Because no one
Maybe
ever
she's trying
would.
something new. I don't know that. I don't make chili. Why are you recording me?
You're lucky you're cute.
First and foremost, anyone screaming weaponized incompetence is part of the problem because you are incompetent to actually communicating properly. I watched this video several times and I can tell you with 100% certainty that I would have made the exact same mistake. But not only that, this is the fundamental difference between men and women, is because women expect men to understand context clues and understand to read between the lines. And when he gets it wrong, now he's getting made fun of. He's getting a video about weaponized incompetence. He's, being posted about that he doesn't understand and he doesn't listen. And he's a man-child because he can't even go to the grocery store and follow a list correctly, even though she didn't even communicate correctly in the first place. Someone make it make sense. This is the #1 breakdown in most relationships, is because men are simple creatures. Just tell them exactly what you want when you want it and stop making them play these guessing games. And I will say this until I'm blue in the face, at what point do women understand that you cannot have a healthy, successful relationship when you are sending lists like this to intentionally test your boyfriend, your husband, to then further humiliate them on social media and claim weaponized incompetence or make him look dumb or stupid or that he's incapable of being an adult and going to the grocery store. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed and there was a husband out there that sends their wife to the golf store and there's a list of items that she needs to get from the golf store and she doesn't understand it. So she brings back what she read in a text message, but then he pulls out his phone only to humiliate her for not understanding, even though she read the text message correctly. Every single one of those comments would have been degrading him as a person that doesn't like him and, treats her like, and he's misogynistic, and he did that on purpose to make you feel like. But when women do it, it's socially acceptable and it's a joke, and you need witnesses to prove just how dumb your husband is. Some of y'all need to grow up and stop putting grown men in these situations and stop turning them into little children if you expect to have a healthy, happy relationship. Okay, bye.
Why would any man sign up for marriage when the state has literally incentivized these modern women to take half of his stuff if she leaves? You're not a partner. You're a business deal that only benefits her if it fails. Guys aren't dumb nowadays. We see what you guys are up to. We know what you're doing. And that's why a lot of men are checking out.
Like, come with me to win back a man. I'm about to throw up saying that, but I feel like this is worth getting canceled over by all the girlies. But you know what? I'm a lover girl. I'm taking accountability. And I just like to do sweet little things and for the plot.
Some of y'all are losers and y'all don't even know it. And no one tells y'all that because y'all look a certain way. That's the honest truth. So you've clearly done something wrong because you have to make up to your man, right? And you get online and make a video saying, hey, come with me to go win him back, and then proceed to suggest that you have to throw up because you have to go and win the man back that you've done wrong. Not only that, you're probably gonna get canceled by the girlies. What the Yo, social media got some of y'all in a emotional and mental chokehold that y'all just can't get out of. Do you know how lame this is, that you are considering what the girlies on social media are gonna say about you trying to win back the man that you've done wrong? You clearly want him back, but in the same breath you're trying to also consider what the girls would think of you on social media? The same girls that you don't even know, the same girls that will take your man if they truly got a chance. What the be wrong with some of y'all?
So he plays soccer Saturday morning, so I'm planning on surprising him there with a little goodie basket. So here's the basket. Oops. Then I wrote a little card because he likes when I handwrite him notes and that cute stuff. So I'm putting that in here. And then lastly, I have a cute pink balloon that I'm gonna like tie to it. One sec. Okay, so here's everything. You can't really see. I'm a little nervous actually. Like, how could you not forget this?
You know what the sad part about this is? It's actually a nice gesture, right? And I'm thinking to myself, if I was that man and we had a little disagreement, whatever, she did something wrong, and she made this kind of gesture, showed up, goodie basket, looking good and all, whatever, and I accept the apology, and then I get on social media later on that day and I see this video, I no longer want the gesture. What do you mean you're about to throw up? Because you had to come and apologize to me after you did some wrong. Like, just imagine a man getting on here and say, hey, y'all boys, come with me to go win back my girl, because, you know, I did something wrong. I'm making a little basket for her. I'm going to show up to her job with the flowers and all that. Oh, I'm going to throw up because, you know, I don't want to get canceled by the guys. Immediately, I'm calling him a loser. What do you mean you about to throw up because you got to go win your girl back? Because what that tells me is you're just not into women. That's what it has to come down to, because there should be no reason why you feel like you're going to have to throw up to do a nice gesture to the person that you've chosen to be with. All in the name of not wanting to get canceled by random people on social media. Now, y'all are weird. This woman in the video and anybody that agrees with this kind of mindset is weird. And it's unfortunate that some of y'all can get online and not be called losers for doing some of the lamest I've seen in a long time. I hope he sees her video and declines her apology, because if it's one thing we're not accepting, it's backhanded accountability and backhanded apologies. Y'all keep it change.
You know, a lot of these modern women, when they want to do something and they've got the time, they've got the energy, everything is okay. When they want to go out with their friends, yeah, I've got the energy to do it. I can make any time I can make for you, babe. But when it comes to a man, suddenly I got a headache, I'm having a bad day. There's always an excuse when it comes to a man. And sometimes they say, you know what? I'm not doing anything for a man. A man's going to have to, he's going to have to be flexible for me. He's going to have to get on my time schedule. And how many men do you think are going to be doing that?
According to one of my guy friends, and I want to know if this is true, and I don't know if all men believe this or the men that I want to date believe this or who believes in this, but according to one of my guy friends, he said the man that you want to date, which is a traditional man, is not going to be interested in you because you are so career driven. And for me, that kind of blew my mind, because I was just like, well, why wouldn't the man that I want to date not want me to work? And he said, well, Bailey, the traditional man is going to want you to drop what you're doing, and he's going to want you to, you know, nurture the family. He's going to want you to clean the house. He's going to want you to cook. He's going to want you to do this. And if you are working, you're not going to want to do all that. You're going to come home with an attitude. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to this, you're going to that, so you're not going to want to. I was like, no, I still would. He's like, no, you wouldn't. He's like, and plus, and if a guy is asking you, like, what your goals are, and you're talking about how you want to continue to go back to school and you want to do this and you want to do that, they're not hearing that you want to, you know, they're not hearing that you want to nurture your family.
I actually been seeing this a lot. Why do modern women want traditional men? It's so bizarre. I would think a woman who is modern and contemporary would want a man to be modern and contemporary too. When a woman is modern, but she wants a traditional man, what she's saying is, I want to tear down the walls of patriarchy, but I want to keep all the benefits that women had during patriarchy. I want to keep those, and that's simply not going to happen. And then the other thing is this. If you want a traditional man, ask yourself, what does that traditional man want? Does a traditional man want a modern career woman? Or does a traditional man also wants a traditional woman? I would bet a traditional man wants a traditional woman, which you are not. There's nothing wrong with being a career woman. There's nothing wrong with being a modern woman. but it goes off the rails when that same modern woman wants a traditional man. It's like you want to have your cake and eat it too. And your friend is right. When he asks, hey, what are your goals for life? And you start saying all of these career goals, that's not what traditional men want to hear when they ask a question like that. They want to hear, oh, I want to have 3 kids. I want to homeschool my kids. I want to be a homemaker. I want to cook for my kids. I want to bake. I want to nurture my kids. Those are the types of things that traditional men want to hear from women as their goals in life. But if he asks the question and you're like, oh, I want to go back to school and get this degree, I want to do that, that doesn't at all sound appealing to a traditional man.
After reading the comments from my last video, I feel so much more encouraged because y'all, I was feeling a little frustrated earlier. But there were so many men in the comments who were speaking from a mature and sophisticated way. And dare I say, well, it's giving masculine. So I want to just do a letter to all the masculine men out there. Ladies who are choosing the bear, thank you for doing that because it leaves so many more men for us. Men, understand that there is a whole tribe of women who still like men. We still appreciate men. We love men. We are turned on by men. We are grateful to have men in our society. And we love that you guys allow us to just be a girl. You guys in your masculine create a safe space for us to be in our feminine. And you don't punish us feminine girls for the women who are not healed, who are acting in a toxic way, women who didn't reciprocate. You are giving each new woman you date the benefit of the doubt, and you are giving her the beautiful energy that you should give until she shows that she's not worthy of it. But instead of switching your standards and treating her the way she's treating you, you move on. You don't stay where you're not admired and respected. No, you shut down. And you don't stoop to the level that some guys do where they say, well, I don't want to be with her, but I'll still take from her. No, you walk away. You cut off her access to you. That way you can keep your heart and mind sound until the day that you meet one of us. One of the feminine women who actually want to compliment you, not compete with you. Women who are so grateful for all the things that you guys do. Most of all, being willing to lay down your very life for the woman that you love. And I want to also say thank you for bugs on command. Thank you for lifting all the heavy stuff. Thank you for doing all the uncomfortable things like climbing under the porch, going up into the attic. Thank you for carrying all of our heavy suitcases. Thank you for fixing things around the house. Thank you for checking when there's something that goes bump in the night. There's just nothing like a masculine man. And those of you who take the time to work on your bodies and make sure that you guys are in shape and you got those big, strong muscles and you take care of your teeth and you see a dentist and you make sure that you floss and that you don't have plaque. Oh, and the men who clean under your nails. Oh gosh, the men who clean under your nails, God bless you. The men who trim their nails, God bless you. May he give you extra blessings. Men who always smell good. Men who keep their house clean and don't have disgusting rings in their toilet. May God bless you. Men who still walk women to their car. Men who are consistent. They communicate what they are thinking and feeling and never have a woman in the dark searching for Blue's Clues, trying to decipher whether or not he's interested in her. Men who are confident when they ask a woman out. They don't say, oh, do you want to get together? They say, I want to see you. What does your schedule look like? To all those men, shout out to you. To all those men who stand so firmly in their masculine frame, allowing us, the feminine, to feel safe, to be free and express without fear, thank you. You are so wanted. You are so appreciated. And we respect you so, so much. For the men like this, the women in my school community really want you to join us. It's called Yancy and Friends, and we're having a lot of fun.
A lot of these modern women want men to know what's on their mind and just to do it without being asked. And they don't know what they want. Well, I want him to book the Uber. I want him to grab the bill. I want him to do this. And then when a man picks wrong, then all of a sudden he's a terrible person. And men are like, why don't you just go ahead and tell me instead of reading your mind all of the time? Just tell me. And that's why you have a lot of men that stop trying. Just tell me what you want. There was a woman that was a food blogger. And instead of throwing out a few places where she would want to go, she decided, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to be lazy. And the guy said, okay, I don't think you and I are going to work out. I wish you the best of luck. And went on about his way. Period.